Welcome to Blowing Solutions Wide Open, where we're talking about all things spiritual, as well as creating new systems in the area of healthcare, finance, education, government, and new environmental practices. My name is Addie Helkin. If you think that you have things to share or any ideas in any of the areas I just mentioned, please feel free to uh, email blowingsolutionswideopen@gmail.com, or you could put the word guest in the comment section of this video, and I'd love to talk to you and maybe get you to come on here and share with people what you know. If that's not your thing, but you want to get the information out, no problem. Go ahead and leave the information in the comment section. And if you think that you have information around making the planet better or making things better for humanity in areas that I did not mention, that's also very much wanted. Send it through, talk to me, do whatever you got to do. But that's what this channel is about. It's about collaboration and connecting and kind of blowing things open by us talking to each other. I think that's how we're going to do it. Also, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, all those things if you want to see more content or you have an interest in getting alternative information out to more people. So today I want to talk about somebody I've spoke on a couple times. At this point, I feel like I'm getting a little obnoxious with this. That's not my intent. This is more about me kind of getting something off my chest. This is somebody that I realize I don't know really what's going on in this person's life. I don't know at all. It's more something that I've been observing, especially from an energetic standpoint. And the person I'm talking about is Robert Kennedy Jr., the independent presidential candidate that recently partially suspended his campaign and decided to endorse Donald Trump. And I will not lie, I was not thrilled with that decision. Um, I understand Trump and the Republicans have been actually more respectful to him than his own party. The Democratic Party has definitely crapped all over him. And this is not about me liking one of those parties more than the other, because I don't. I think they're run by the same people. But in regards to what the Democrats have done, there are several of them in other states. I think actually more than three or four, maybe four. I'm not sure how many, but there are some in Democrats in other states that have sued Kennedy, brought lawsuits for him simply being on the ballot, claiming he's a spoiler candidate, that he's spoiling the election. um, and then once he's removed his name from some of those state ballots, some of those Democrats have turned around, dropped the first lawsuit, and sued him for getting off the ballot because they realized he was actually helping them by being on the ballot. Such insanity, such, I don't know how arrogant you have to be to do stuff like that. So if you think that our political situation is so free and we have so much choice, just take a look at that. That's crazy. Whatever. Both parties have been terrible and, you know, in different periods of time. I don't care about that. But what I do feel like is that I feel like it's almost like Kennedy is kind of having to just go wherever people will accept him at this point. And to me, that's very almost like condescending, or maybe that's not the right word, but I just feel like that undercuts who he really is. He shouldn't have to, you know, just get people to maybe hear him. And I feel like when that kind of thing happens, and I think this is true for all of us, not just Kennedy, but when that kind of thing happens and it happens repeatedly, you're probably not around the right people or in the right industry. I know Kennedy knows a ton about that industry. He's been involved with it since he was a kid. I know that there are things that he really, really wants to get done. He knows how to correct a lot of things that are going wrong on the planet right now. He knows the players that have been involved with making things really hard on humanity, and he'd like to get them out. He knows for example, the cover-ups that have happened with his uncle and his father and their deaths. There's apparently documents that were supposed to be released in 2018 by law. And the CIA has been basically telling presidents that they can't release these documents. So he really wants to get in there and kind of pull corruption out of Washington. And I don't blame him at all. Most of us that are reasonable want that. But I feel like um, at this point, he's too good for Washington. I don't I could be wrong about this. In some ways, I hope I'm wrong about this, but I don't know that he's going to be able to get done what he wants to get done. Um, and if you're having to couple with Trump to try to do that, I don't know, maybe you're in the wrong spot. I've been watching some podcasts on Kennedy recently, and there was one that stands out to me. It was a Christian podcast. And to be fair, the hosts were nothing but kind to him. They had great questions for him. They listened to him. They didn't interrupt him, and he gets interrupted all the time. It's super rude. It's super annoying. So I really did respect these people. I thought they did a good job. But at the end of the podcast, they broke into like a full-blown, literal, organized religion prayer. And maybe I'm projecting, but I just kept thinking to myself, I wonder if he's like uncomfortable with this because I know that he grew up in a religious family. I think he said they were Catholic, but he just doesn't strike me as a full-blown organized religion literalist. And so it just got me kind of feeling like it feels like he's never really around his people. He's never around people that really fit where he's at. Um, and I just can't help thinking I'd love to see him like carve his own path and go in a different direction and start leading people that are more where he's at, start leading people that really want what he has. Start leading people that see him, that know his strengths and that respect his strengths. And, I don't know how that all looks. I don't know how that all happens, but I feel like I'm just watching somebody who is kind of feeling like he has to take what he can get rather than taking a hold of his life and his path and just, basically saying, I'm going to do me and um, you know, attracting the people that are on board with that. And it's interesting to watch it because I know that I've been there. I've been in situations where I tried to bend over backwards and be flexible and fit in to a situation I simply didn't fit into with people I just simply didn't fit in with. And a lot of us do that. We are like, round pegs that try to fit into square holes. And at some point maybe it's best to walk away. I feel like, most of us are in this relationship with our government right now where it's like an abusive relationship, where we're being stolen from and lied to and cheated and all these horrible things. And we keep thinking that we can fix them and, bring them to justice. And maybe I would be so happy to see that. But I feel like we've tried that over and over and over for years on end, decades on end. Um, and at some point, when do you walk away? And that's kind of what the point of this whole podcast is. Just I'd love to see Kennedy walk away because I think he's going to be more empowered. I think he's going to feel better. I think he's going to be able to get more done if he does. And I think there's a lot of us that see him and would hear him and would work with him. And so I don't know, just my thoughts. Maybe I don't know anything. Who am I to really say? But it's just kind of something I've been seeing, and I also recognize it in myself, and I think a lot of us have done this at some point or another. So anyhow, hope you're having a great day. I will catch you on another video. Take care.